You finish your meal while everyone else is still on their third bite. People ask if you even tasted your food. You can't remember the last time you were the last person eating. And no matter how hard you try to slow down, your fork just keeps moving at lightning speed. Fast eating isn't just a bad habit. It's a psychological pattern rooted in childhood programming, survival instincts, and how your brain processes stress. And the reasons you eat fast reveal more about your past and your personality than you realize. Today, we're breaking down the psychology of people who eat very fast and why slowing down is harder than it sounds. Let's start with the most common root cause: scarcity programming. If you grew up in a household where food was limited, unpredictable, or competitive, your brain learned a critical survival lesson. Eat fast or you won't get enough. This is called food insecurity conditioning. Even if you only experienced it temporarily, maybe during a rough financial period, or in a large family where everyone fought for seconds, that experience created a lasting neural pathway. Your brain encoded the message that food is a resource that might disappear, so you need to consume it quickly while it's available. Research from the Journal of Nutrition shows that children who experience food insecurity are significantly more likely to develop rapid eating patterns that persist into adulthood even after the scarcity ends. Your childhood brain created an emergency protocol, and your adult brain is still running that same program decades later. There's also sibling competition to consider. If you had brothers or sisters who grabbed food off your plate, or if family meals felt like a race to get your share before it was gone, you learned to eat defensively. Fast eating became protection. It became strategy. And here's what most people don't realize: even if you're now financially secure and have unlimited access to food, your subconscious doesn't know that. The scarcity alarm is still sounding in the background. Fast eating isn't always about scarcity. Sometimes it's about stress. When you're in a heightened stress state, your body activates what's called the sympathetic nervous system, your fight or flight mode. And when that system is running, your body prioritizes speed over everything else. Think about it. If you eat lunch at your desk while answering emails, or if you're constantly rushing between obligations, your body interprets mealtime as just another task to complete quickly. You're not in rest and digest mode. You're in get-it-done mode. Studies on eating behavior show that people who eat under time pressure or while multitasking consume food 30 to 40% faster than those who eat in relaxed environments. Your nervous system is literally telling your body that there's no time to waste. There's also something called emotional eating velocity. When you're anxious, overwhelmed, or emotionally dysregulated, eating fast can become a way to discharge that energy. The rapid hand-to-mouth motion, the mechanical act of chewing and swallowing, it gives your body something to do with the tension it's holding. For some people, fast eating is a form of self-soothing that happens so automatically they don't even notice they're doing it. The speed isn't about the food. It's about managing an internal state of urgency or distress. Here's another layer: personality. Fast eaters are often high-achieving, efficiency-oriented people who treat eating like a task, rather than an experience. If you're someone who optimizes everything in your life, who hates wasting time, who always thinks 3 steps ahead, your eating speed reflects that mindset. Psychologists call this functional eating. You're not eating for pleasure or connection. You're eating because your body needs fuel and you want to get back to what you were doing. Food is utilitarian. It's a checkbox on your to-do list. Research shows that people with type A personalities, those who are competitive, impatient, and achievement-focused, are significantly more likely to eat quickly. For them, a slow meal feels inefficient. It feels like lost productivity. There's also a control element. Fast eating can be a way of controlling how much time and attention you give to something as basic as eating. If meal times growing up were chaotic, uncomfortable, or emotionally charged, you might have learned to minimize your exposure by eating quickly and leaving the table as fast as possible. In this case, speed equals escape. It's a way to avoid lingering in a space that doesn't feel safe or pleasant. Let's talk about brain chemistry. When you eat, your brain releases dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. But here's the thing: if you eat too fast, your brain doesn't have time to register satisfaction. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes for your stomach to send fullness signals to your brain. If you finish your meal in 5 minutes, you're done eating. You're done eating before your brain even knows you started. This creates what's called a satiety delay. You feel physically full, but mentally unsatisfied. So you keep eating, or you immediately start looking for something else: dessert, a snack, another serving. You're chasing the satisfaction signal that never arrived. For fast eaters, this can create a frustrating cycle. You eat quickly, don't feel satisfied, eat more, still don't feel satisfied, and end up overeating without ever experiencing the pleasure or reward you were seeking. Some researchers believe this is linked to reward deficiency syndrome, a condition where the brain's dopamine system doesn't respond as strongly to normal rewards. So people engage in behaviors more intensely or frequently to try to feel something. Fast eating becomes a way to amplify the experience, even though it actually does the opposite. Fast eating is also learned behavior. If your parents ate fast, you probably do too. Children mirror the eating pace of the adults around them. If your family meals were rushed, everyone eating quickly and then scattering to their own activities, you absorbed that rhythm. It became your normal. There's also cultural conditioning. In some households, sitting at the table for a long time is seen as lazy or indulgent. In others, eating quickly is a sign of efficiency and discipline. If slow eating was subtly discouraged or mocked, you learn to speed up. Social anxiety can play a role too. If you feel uncomfortable eating in front of others, or if you worry about being judged, finishing quickly minimizes your exposure. It's a way to get the vulnerable act of eating over with so you can stop feeling observed. Fast eating doesn't just affect your psychology, it affects your body. When you eat too quickly, you swallow more air, which leads to bloating and discomfort. You don't chew your food thoroughly, which makes digestion harder and can cause stomach pain. And because you bypass your body's natural fullness signals, you're more likely to overeat and gain weight. Studies show that fast eaters are twice as likely to be overweight compared to slow eaters, even when eating the same amount of food. The speed itself disrupts your body's ability to regulate hunger and fullness, so if you eat fast, you're not broken. You're not undisciplined. You might be running childhood scarcity programming. You might be operating in chronic stress mode. You might have a personality wired for efficiency. Or you might be stuck in a dopamine cycle that never lets you feel satisfied. All of those are real. All of those make sense. The first step to changing it isn't forcing yourself to slow down. It's understanding why you speed up in the first place. Thanks for watching Food and Psychology. Subscribe for more on why you eat the way you do.